Welcome back to North of the Broad. With me now is John O'Toole. He's the Executive Director of the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. So, John, thank you so much for being with us. Difficult time, but there is some light at the end of the tunnel. We'll talk about that in a few moments. But how is business faring right now in Beaufort?
You know, business is faring, I believe, under the circumstances pretty well. And, you know, first and foremost, I hope everyone watching the program is honoring the distance apart and staying healthy and keeping people they love healthy. Mm-hmm. The federal government, rare times, Republicans and Democrats came together to support an unprecedented a couple of acts and appropriations to help businesses and help individuals. I think in 2008, the focus was on big business. Right. And I think Republicans and Democrats are kind of making amends for that, and they're really focused on down to the individual who gets harmed when there's a significant downturn in our economy. So we're doing a lot right now to communicate, collaborate with the many different entities that care about business and industry, the Commerce Department, the local Chamber of Commerce.
Providing information. There are probably people don't know where to go, what website to call, you know.
Right, yeah, making sure that folks can get through the malaise of information, make sure that we're not providing too much information that confuses things, but trying to distill it and help people through it, because it's a time where this is no time for business or individuals to be shy or to be too proud to access the state and federal programs that are in place to help them through this very difficult time.
Right. So there are some success stories here in Beaufort with some of the businesses that have like re-engineered. We've got Hilton Head Distillery, Seaside Grown, Dust Solutions, Global Infection Control. So talk a little bit about some of these re-engineering opportunities.
I would have to say amidst all this, and my wife Jackie always says that tough times either reveal the best and worst of our character. I believe when you look at Beaufort, and in particular north of the Broad here, we're seeing the best in people kind of come to surface, where people who are entrepreneurs and innovators are finding new ways to pitch in. And as somebody of my generation, we didn't live through World War II, so you wonder if that spirit in America is still around. I think it certainly is. And so when you look at Harris Pillow, we called them up the first week, and John and Patrick Harris and their colleague Will Abbott quickly pivoted to, instead of making pillows as a way to keep their employees fully active, shifted to making masks, medical masks, and gowns. And so we pitched in that case where we put our number out there just so they didn't get inundated. But we've had hospitals from Georgia, hospitals here in county that have hospitals throughout the nation access. Last I spoke to John Harris, they had 40,000 gowns on order.
Outstanding.
Out at Seaside Grown, the Taylor family has shifted its bottling operations to hand sanitizer, and they're doing a great job. Similarly,
with the distilleries.
The distillery doing the same thing. And then Dust Solutions actually teamed up, as you mentioned, with Global Infection Control Consultants. It's a mouthful, but using some of the breakthrough things at Art Martin at we'll call it GICC and Dust Solutions with its knowledge of filtration, they're putting together a new business line that can help police cruisers sanitize the inside of the cruiser between shifts or after a particularly messy or difficult call in quick fashion and get that cruiser, that police officer back out on the street to protect and serve. So it's inspiring.
Very, very much so. Now, John, the role of the Development Corporation, kind of how do you guide and facilitate these partnerships and these opportunities for businesses? Talk about kind of your role.
Yeah, that's a good point. We are not the we don't have all the answers, so we rely on our partners. In some cases, it's the Department of Commerce. We had a company out in the industrial area that was having difficulty just getting their employees registered for unemployment, and we made a contact, and that individual at the Department of Employment and Workforce helped the business owner get all their employees signed up for the benefits. We rely heavily on Martin Goodman at the Small Business Development Center here in Beaufort. Beaufort to help companies understand what they're going to need to have in place as they fill out the economic impact and disaster loans with the SBA.
Okay.
We're going to have a call probably Monday with all the bankers. So the key is we're a facilitator, we're a collaborator. We're not the straw that stirs the drink or anything like that. We're just kind of proud and pleased and fairly good at bringing resources to bear when individuals or businesses find themselves in a bind. Typically, we work with larger industry, but in reaction to this, we're working with sole contractors, whatever we can do to help the community.
All right, so now, John, give us some hope. Let's look to the future. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? Yeah.
Well, I would say in particular, as we do this program today, and based on the calls we get, we have people who are doing quite well. A lot of the diverse industry that we've brought in and have had the pleasure of working with. I had a call from Merritt Patterson at XRDI, where he's got Chinese investors looking to buy his injection motor equipment, and we're putting him in touch with the Commerce Department. We have buildings, developer continuing to plan on building a 64,000 square foot building out at the Beaufort Commerce Park. So the investors are at the starting line waiting for the economy to restart.
Turn. Right, very good. John O'Toole, thank you so much for being with us, Executive Director of the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. Appreciate all the work that you all are doing. And that's it for this show. Please stay healthy, stay safe. Remember, we're all in this together. And I'll see you next time on North of the Broad.